Hi, church family. Hope you're hanging in there today. The COVID epidemic is still very present with us. In fact, in some ways, maybe this is the worst, at least in our area, the situation has been. We're trying to deal with it the best we can. We hope you are too. Our prayers and thoughts are with you during this time. But it's got me thinking a little bit. The difference between a guest and a family member. Everybody loves to have a guest. It's a special occasion. Maybe not everybody likes to have a guest, but it's fun when you have a guest. And it's the same true for the church. When we see somebody new at the services and we're like, wow, that's cool. Glad that they joined us today. And we hope if they want to come back that they will. And we'll try to do everything we can to make a good impression. And hopefully they will come back. And then you have what you call family members. Family members are the ones that, this is their family. This is their home. The church is their home. And we expect to see them. In fact, if we don't, we kind of either worry about them or we kind of want to know what's going on. Are you just on vacation or somebody's sick or what's going on? Because, your family member, we need you here. Not only do we want you here, but we need you here. Now, there are advantages to being a guest. There are advantages to being a family member. But we think the family member is worth the extra sacrifice to really live in that type of community where they expect from you as well as, give you as much as they can. It's a two-way street. Now, during this COVID time, because so much people are staying home, which is understandable, I'm a little bit lost in who's a family member and who's a guest. And there are times to be either one, and it's your choice to be whoever you want to be. I'm not trying to induce guilt here. I'm just not sure sometimes who's who. And we would appreciate kind of knowing more as we go forward. Is this still your home church? Even though you're not attending? Do we lean on you? Do we ask you to be part of things? Or would you like to remain a guest? And if you come back and appear any time, we'll be glad to see you. The doors are never shut, and there's no guilt. So if you come back at any time, you will be welcomed. But we would like to know not to bother you or phone call you or send letters to you or mail to you or whatever it is if you want to kind of remove yourself and take a step back up from the church. That is your right to do so. We want to honor that right. We don't want to be Now, probably, if you're listening to this, there's a good chance you're a family member rather than a guest. But it's a good question we all need to ask ourselves. Because sometimes it might be you were a family member, but it might feel good to be appreciated like a guest once in a while. At the same time, there's benefits when you're a guest to think, man, maybe I should really consider this my family. I like it when everybody knows who I am and asks me how I'm doing, and even a level of accountability is good for me. So I'm glad to feel like this is my family. I do want to have a role. I do want to have responsibility in this church. That's what being part of a family is all about. So, anyways, just food for thought. We think there's a time and place for a guest. We think there's a time and place to be a family member. But it's worth thinking about, what do I want from Hillside Wesleyan Church? Do I want that unique specialness of being a guest? Or do I want that intimate closeness and yet responsibility of being part of a family? We pray for you as you discern both the pros and the cons and where God's calling you to be right now at Hillside. It doesn't mean you have to show up to service to be a family member during this time. It does not mean that. But you may have to seek other ways to show that you're still a family member, that you have to, that you're still on board, that you're still listening, that you're still acting on some of the things that we encouraging our people to do. It takes a little more communication. Do you still want me to call and check in? I'd like to know. Because if you don't, I don't want to bother you. I want to know that you want to receive that call, or you want to receive that email or that text. Anyways, I'm rambling. Check out this Sunday's sermon as we discover more relevant grace, as I begin to discuss what it's like to have a discussion with somebody who's not so sure religion is a good thing in life. Hope you'll join us, whether that's in person or online, and we'll talk to you soon. God's blessing.